Hello, welcome to the Zero Strategy
Hello.
Podcast. Episode 2. We've been away for a little while, but we're back. Yeah, we missed you all. We will run through. First of all, I'm joined by that guy called this week.
Hello.
I'm also joined by Cyberwolf.
Lick my balls.
And we have the Mighty Kibbles.
Hey.
Hello. And I'm Condy Fly. We don't have our Java Monkey this week. I was trying to think of something as to where he is.
You
But,
choked.
I mean, truth be told, he's a very, very busy man. So we don't have him this week, but hopefully we will have an episode with him again soon. Yeah, you've just got us for this week. So we got a lot to talk about, a ton to talk about. As I say, we've been gone for a couple of weeks, partly because new Destiny things, and Cyber and I were staying up all night trying to raid last weekend, and yeah, so I'm just caught up on sleep now, but we're going to run through it. So first of all, we're just going to run around and see what everyone has been up to in the last couple of weeks. So we'll start with yourself, Kibbles. Whether it's streaming or gaming or whatever, what have you been doing for the last couple of weeks?
I've just been doing a bunch of Destiny. I finally got into it.
I'm so
Well
glad.
fucking done. In like 3 years.
Yeah.
Five
You
games
know.
out.
Yeah, it's been fun. I've been liking it a lot, and then did some vocal recording for my band this week, so my voice is a little shredded. But other than that, yeah, just those two things, just Destiny and band stuff,
Nice. So
And ramen.
and ramen. Yeah, I got ramen last night.
nice.
And boba.
Well, I'm glad to see you finally on Destiny. Obviously, for anybody who doesn't know, Destiny became free to play as of the 1st of October. There's a bunch of content for free, so loads of new people getting into it. And I, for one, am happy to have Kibbles join the community and play. We need to actually do some stuff together soon.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Cyber? What have you been up to the last couple of weeks?
Destiny, working, and getting very, very drunk last night. Like, just no life in Destiny. Like, you know the struggle. Trying to get that goddamn raid done. But apart from that, literally nothing. Started going back to the gym again, feeling the gains after one day.
Nice, good
So
stuff.
you,
Good stuff.
when you get out of the gym and you feel like your arm has grown like 5 centimeters.
It's usually when I can't walk that I know I've done a good job.
That's right.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
All right, what about yourself, Manny? What have you been up to?
Not much, honestly. I've just been having I started school 2 weeks ago for work. It was like Germany, and you have to do school and work when you do work and shit. So I was just doing work, and when I came home, I just watched Netflix. Honestly,
Nice.
I watched El Camino a few days ago, which was pretty good.
Hell
need
I
to
watched
see
it
that.
twice already.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I need to see it. Is it as good as they say it is?
I mean, there's mixed opinions. I think.
Yeah, there definitely
at first,
is.
when I first saw, it, I was like, was it really necessary? But when I watched it a second time, I was like, that's a good movie. That's a good movie. I like it.
I've watched it once. I really liked it, but I'm gonna watch it again as well. So it's worth watching, dude. If you have Netflix, like you got nothing to lose. If you're a
I think
fan
I'm
of
gonna
Breaking
watch
Bad,
it tonight.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it again tonight
Breaking
as well.
Bad is the best TV show ever created. Came to my mind.
Rugrats, how dare you?
I mean, it's up there for sure. Good stuff. Well, I mean, for me, the last couple of weeks has been much the same. Just Destiny, a whole lot of Destiny. Cyber and I did do our attempt to, I would say world first, but really, I don't think that was ever on the table
No,
for the
It
raid.
was less than 24 hours. That's kind of what I was going for, but I had
Yeah.
to tap out.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, when Destiny, the sort of trend with Destiny when new content comes out is that they have a raid. A raid's like an end game player activity, and it's meant to be very challenging. It's meant to be difficult, and the community has sort of invented this to be world first at beating these raids, and it's become a big deal. Every time a new content drops, that people do these raids, and some of them are just insanely difficult. Some of them get beat very quickly. And this one, I was in a position where I actually could try and go for that world first. We were just aiming to try and get it done within 24 hours, which we ended up failing to do. I mean, I think Cyber, you tapped out at like 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And bear in mind,
Yes,
the
sir.
raid went live at 6 p.m. our time. So, and I know you had been on all day before that.
Yep.
I think I jumped on at like 3 o'clock, played for 3 hours, then the raid went live, and then I tapped out about 5 a.m. About an hour after you did, and I slept for 2 hours, and then I came back and tried again, and I did another 2 hours. I just couldn't do it, and I just gave up. And yeah, I suffered for that. I felt rough for a few days till I caught up. Clearly, I'm too old to be doing these 24-hour things now. But yeah, other than that, I've been doing a ton of Destiny. I've been doing some Twitch things as well, which they've been adding a bunch of good stuff to Twitch things. With I think they added a bunch of Green Day and stuff like that. I know you've been doing some as well,
They
Kibbles.
just added a bunch of Katy Perry.
Saw that on Twitter actually. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm excited to go and do that.
Like 200 songs in Spanish. So,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dude, they're actually really supporting that a lot. They've added a bunch of songs. Again, if you don't know, Twitch Sings is like a karaoke app on Twitch, but it's a lot of fun. It's very, very fun.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, that's it. We've been basically doing nothing for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we have a few topics to talk about. The first one I think we're going to dive into. Actually, does someone have the list? I think I remember it.
Yes, it was game choice, and how do you decide on a game that you want to play?
Perfect. Okay, and before we get into that as well, if anybody doesn't know, we do have it's like a Q&A portion to the stream, I suppose. So if you're interested, exclamation point questions, I think. And there's a separate chat room where you can put your questions. At any point during the stream, feel free to put questions in there. We will sort of go and dip into there and take some questions. Okay, it's obviously not. Maybe it's just question. There you go. There you go.
God.
Yeah,
all
we're
just-
professional podcasters. We know what we're doing here. Don't worry.
God damn it.
Does this
If you
mean we
have,
can only take one question.
I mean, at a time, preferably. We could try two at a time, but it might be challenging. But yes, any question that you have, fire it in there, and we will try and get to it. But yeah, so the first topic was, as a streamer, how do you choose what game you play, and what effect does that have on your stream or on your channel, your content? So, does anyone have any thoughts on this straight away to jump in on?
Mine's is a little bit controversial and a little bit like demeaning to myself, but I actually look at what everybody else is streaming and don't do that. I go and do the complete opposite. I usually see people playing like PUBG, Fortnite, Apex, and I'm just like, right, I'm gonna go and play like Destiny or like Rainbow Six or like literally any other game that's like I hate how saturated the playlist is right now. Like everybody is just playing those like top tier games, and it's like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So you like to kind of see what's popular, what everyone's streaming, and then do something a little different. So
Yeah, I have
why do you think that way? Give us a bit, like, explain what you're.
I hate following the crowd. Like I literally have to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. What about yourself, Kibbles? Because I know you do a variety of games.
Yeah, I kind of follow the same trend as what Cyber was saying, but for slightly different reasons. It's more that I feel if I play one of those really popular games, I'm not going to get any growth out of that.
Sure.
It's all about trying to get some new people in, some new regular people join the community, and I don't think that's really possible with some of those games, for me at least, because I'm not big enough to compete with some of those people. The only exception I've had recently for that is Borderlands 3, because I played that on release, and it was just I really wanted to play that game.
Yeah.
So I
Obviously.
broke that a little bit, but otherwise I was waiting months after to play games like Red Dead 2 and all that kind of stuff. Yep, it works out.
Sure. So you're kind of avoiding the saturation that comes out when a brand new game launches.
Except for
mobile.
Apex, because I like it. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a balance, you would say.
Yeah.
I get that.
I need to get my ass back into Apex.
Me
I
too.
missed that game.
Yeah,
I haven't played the new map yet. I know that there's a bunch of changes.
it's very pretty.
Oh yeah, I updated the game yesterday, so I'll maybe have to jump back in. What about yourself, Manu? What sort of? I know you haven't been streaming as much because, like you said, you're busy with school and things. But what's your kind of thoughts on choosing a game and kind of how you go about doing that?
Yes. No. No. I mean, honestly, for me, it's just I play what I want to play. It's like if I think a game is fun, I play it. Well, I stream it. So it's just saying I'm playing Monster Hunter or something, right? And I'm playing with a friend. I feel like this is fun. Might as well. Why not stream it? And then
Sure.
I do that. It's not like that I look what everyone else is streaming and what's not getting streamed. I really just like stream whatever I think is fun and it's gonna be like nice to watch.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
you're
would
kind
love
of.
to get. I would
Sorry,
love
Ken.
to get you guys into Rainbow Six because that
I
is such
dude,
a fun game.
You know.
I played it. I've been playing it the last like 2-3 weeks on PC. I have been playing it on PlayStation before, but I've been getting deep into it on PC lately.
I love it.
I-
Such a good
It's a good
technical
game,
game.
yeah.
It's
a really good
interesting
game.
you would say that because I just spent an hour before this podcast hanging out in a Rainbow Six stream and just chatting with the guy and talking all about it. So that's a strange one that you would say that, but
It's a
the
really
game
good
looks
It's a
game.
good.
lot of
Yeah.
fun.
I have
It's
like a
fun.
few friends that are really deep into it. I have like a friend that's like level 200 and something, and like I'm always like when I'm playing, we go into a Discord call and I just share my screen, and he's like, "Do this, do that." And I'm like, "Okay." It's a really fun game.
Yeah.
It has something that like not a lot of games have. I don't know how to explain it, but it's good.
It's very like skill and technical based. Like
Yeah.
your aim, I would say, is like 50% of it, and then your rotations, your tactics, all that kind of stuff. Because there is a million ways to kill and die in that game.
And
Hmm.
obviously, like the aiming and the gunplay overall just feels really good in that game.
It's so good, honestly. I really
Yeah.
want to get you guys into it, especially you, Conde.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been playing it for a while.
Maybe we'll need to do a little zero strategy.
And I think it's only like 30
Team
bucks
game.
right now or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap.
I'd be down. I'd be down to give it a try.
Yeah.
There's other games that we need to play as a group, like
Mhm.
some more Sea of
Mhm.
Thieves and stuff like that. I think it'd be really fun.
I need to
Oh
play
yeah,
Sea of
isn't there an
Thieves.
update coming out Sea of Thieves next week?
Anything?
I
Maybe
think
there is.
so.
You can now be a Sea of
Mm.
Thieves partner as well.
Oh, I did. I saw something about that on Twitter. Actually, yeah. I need to check
would
that. I missed
love
that
to do
game.
that.
So okay, so just to kind of take it in another angle, because like we've all talked about our own personal reasons for selecting a game. If you are, so you're on Twitch, right, and you don't know what to play. You've you don't have a main game or whatever, and you want a game that you can, so say for example, okay, just put out of the enjoyment of the game, doesn't matter right now, okay? You are looking for a game that's going to help to grow your channel, right? Obviously you want it to be a game that you're enjoying and you have fun. If we take that element out for now, what are you looking for a game that's going to get you growth? Do you want a has 0 viewers on Twitch, so you're the only one streaming it, or do you want a game that is super popular and has hundreds of thousands of viewers? Where would you jump into that, do you think, guys?
I think I would jump in the middle because obviously, if you look up a game on Twitch and it has 0 viewers, you streaming it will probably not benefit you that much because there's no people watching it anyways. If there's
Yeah.
like maybe a few streamers and then and like say there's 5 streamers and the overall directory is like 5 people or 6 people, the interest in that game is not going to be as much.
Sure.
So I think you just want to like go into the middle, stream like games that have a couple thousand viewers maybe, and
Okay.
try and dip in there, or whatever you like. Honestly, like for me, I wouldn't say just because like, example, a Asmongold is playing God of Warcraft and has like 30K viewers, and like the WoW directory is like a lot of viewers. I'm still gonna play it if I want to play it and stream it.
Sure. So I think the thing,
That's-
the sort of the angle I'm trying to get at is that, and we kind of sort of touched on it a little bit, but if you are Fortnite and there's already thousands of channels streaming Fortnite.
I literally just looked. Holy shit, there is a lot of people streaming Fortnite.
Yeah, there is, right? And so if you go in there
especially
with 0 viewers or 1 viewer or 2 viewers, you are so far down that list, the chances of somebody new clicking on your stream and checking you out is very low. Even if you have the best stream, you're the funniest, best looking, most professional stream going, someone finding you like Kibbles, exactly. Like, the chance of someone finding your stream is so rare that it's very difficult to actually grow. And to the same regard, if you're in a directory with absolutely no viewers whatsoever, right? No streamers, no viewers, then you're not bringing anyone. There's no community there. So it's trying to find that middle ground, like you said, where there's some sort of community. Maybe there's a few streamers. People are interested in the game. I mean, I've personally done that, where I have streamed a game with no viewers, no streamers, and I've got no viewers because nobody's doing that. Even brand new games, sometimes that will happen. I don't know if that's happened to you guys, but I've seen that happen before. So you're definitely looking for things with that middle. You can get some growth and a community into it. Obviously, enjoyment of the game is a huge part of it as well. It's just a case of trying to find that middle ground. Do you have any other thoughts on that, or do you want to move to another topic?
No, I kind of agree with you. One of the things that I do want to point on is it's hard to organically grow on those games because we all know that view botting and embedding is a huge thing. I mean, most of these people that I'll hop into that have got like 600 viewers, literally no one.
Yeah.
Literally, or it's like it's only the mods, or it's only a couple of people. Okay, I get lurking is a culture, but how do you get around that?
I think it's because of like the thing that everyone doesn't want to talk that much in like a stream that has a lot of viewers, or like that is bigger, because they go in, they think, oh, this guy has a lot of viewers, there's going to be people chatting everywhere, so there's no point in me chatting. And then people are just not going to chat, and then there's like 0 to like none chatting, even if you have like viewers, a couple people chatting, because they all think, oh, there's gonna be a lot of people and I can get through my words and shit,
It's that dilemma though. Is what would you rather have, 1,000 viewers with one person chatting, or like 50 viewers and everybody's chatting?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think, like, obviously, like Jeff was saying, there are people that will look for smaller streamers to go in and be able to actually have that connection, have that conversation. There's absolutely a place for that. We were just making the point that on Twitch, if you've got 10,000 viewers, you are higher up in that directory. So I want to watch a Fortnite stream, right? I'm going to click on Fortnite and it's going to show me the channels with the most viewers at the top, and I'm going to have to scroll down. Not a lot of people are going to scroll all the way down to find that channel with 15 viewers, which is 15 viewers is amazing. You're crushing it, but you're in a directory where there's less chance that someone's going to scroll that far down. That's kind of the point I guess we were trying to make there. Whereas your smarterness maybe to pick a game that has 10 channels streaming, because then a viewer that wants to watch that game doesn't really have to scroll that far down. There's always compromise.
And that's kind of what I did when I started. And so Twitch and just streaming in general is really a connection with your viewers. So I would consciously choose games where I didn't have to think as much. So I wouldn't play Overwatch back then very much because I wasn't trained yet to concentrate on chat and then get back to the game. I had to like stop and look over there, So I was playing games where I could actually take the time and respond to everybody. So I think that's another important thing, is until you get that kind of skill built up, play something where you can communicate with people. Because if you're just sitting there and you don't talk to anyone, they're probably not going to stay.
I agree with that 100%.
Sure. I'm with you. So what was the next bullet point down there, Manny?
We had variety versus single game streaming and retention.
Right. So, yes, I guess the topic there is, if you're starting out with your streaming, do you want to be a single game streamer that is just kind of trying to build up a community around one particular game, or that even could, I guess, come down to like genre of game, or are you going to be a variety streamer? So I mean, I know my own thoughts on it, but I mean, Kibbles, for example, I know you do a lot of streaming. What would you say are the advantages, sort of slash disadvantages to single game versus variety, in your opinion?
I think the biggest thing is so I streamed Overwatch for a big amount of time, and I was getting pretty burnt out, and I could feel my quality was going down pretty drastically. I wasn't really thinking about how I could improve the stream. It just kind of got me into a slump. So moving around every now and then, not moving every other stream, but every week or something, or maybe just every now and then throw in an extra game and slowly move through games and then air chat because you don't finish games.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people yelling at me because you've not finished games.
Yeah.
Why is Kibbles not finished this game? Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah.
There's a real big list. Twitter wouldn't even let me put all the options on when I was asking what I should play.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so what I'm thinking is like, obviously, the good thing about variety is that you can play whatever you want whenever you like, and stream whatever you want whenever you like. And but there's some people, when you, let's say, one day you stream Overwatch and the other day you stream Persona 5, all right? And there's people that come in for Overwatch and then probably just come in for Overwatch, so that like they're not gonna be there in the Persona stream probably. And that's a good thing about the single game streaming, is that you stream one game constantly, you build up a community for that game, and like most of the people that come in daily are just gonna be like there all the time because they come in for the game you play, not only for the
Sure.
game, but like, you know what I mean. So I think that's a advantage of game streaming to variety streaming. But like, yeah, but variety streaming is just like, it's more fun for me because I can always play what I feel like playing, not like sit on one game and feel like I have to stream this one game right now because otherwise no one will watch. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
know. Sorry, go ahead.
I'd actually kind of say the opposite of that. So I've got pretty much the same people in every stream. So the regulars, and they just there for whatever game. I think it's really about like making that connection.
Yeah.
And then there's, of course, there's people that'll only be there for one game, and there's people when I play that game they'll come in, but I think the majority of my community is just there to hang out.
No,
Yeah,
you.
That's what you want, right? That's
No,
that's
you.
that's the dream. What about yourself, Simon? Again, you kind of stick to a genre generally, but I mean, you do different games.
Yeah, I mean it's mostly FPS, but I mean ultimately, you see, when I see, let's say I would play Fortnite one day, right? It's completely out, like the type of game that I want to play because I suck at building for one. But I know if anybody's new to the channel, they will never come back. They are there to watch Fortnite. You will obviously get the key members where they'll keep coming back, and you would, like, touching on what Kibbles was saying, you would get the regulars. But I know for a fact I will not see those people again. And it's hard to play different games and then understand that they probably won't come back unless you play this game again.
Hmm.
It's the same with, like, there's a few core members that always come back when I'm playing Destiny, and then I'll never see them if I'm Rainbow Six or Apex. It's the same with Apex. There'll be core members that when I'm playing Apex, and then all the people that only come to watch Destiny. So it's very hard to mix between the games. I think variety streaming, if you were talking about like Borderlands, where you're never gonna play that game, let's say you complete it and then in 6 months' time you come back to it. The people that you get from Borderlands, I think, would stick around. But with FPS games, unless you're playing that game, I just don't see them again. It's very tough. It's very demoralizing sometimes because you're like, I want to play this game and I want to interact with you, and then you'll never see them again. It's like, it's such a hard thing to get around.
Yeah.
I think, but I don't know if that's maybe just the culture on Mixer. I do know that the culture on Twitch is ever so slightly different because like I'll see people in your chat that always return. It doesn't matter what game you're playing. So I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the culture on Mixer. I know that you know, to like your point, if I play Destiny, which I would say is kind of my main game, I wouldn't put myself down as a single game streamer, but if I play Destiny, there'll be people that will come in that wouldn't come in otherwise. But then I have had days where maybe like I'll play No Man's Sky, right? And particularly in the run up to the new update for No Man's Sky, that game was crazy. You know, like there was a lot of hype around the game, yeah. And for a little while, I thought, well, I'm just gonna lean into this now. I'm gonna just do loads of No Man's Sky, and it was like with the channel was seeing growth and it was doing well. But then you go back to Destiny and you lose it all. Like those people don't come back. I've had cases where people have just unfollowed the following day when you see you playing a different game. So to me, I always feel like I want to be a single game streamer because I just want to focus on that game and that community. But I can't do it, and I need to do things from time to time for my own sanity. But I always look at when I'm playing another game that's not my main game, I think to myself, well, this is just for me. This is for me, and this is for the people that do show up every single stream, just for a change, something fun. And I don't look at it as, oh, hopefully we'll get growth in this game. Because even if I get some growth in that game, I'm not coming back and playing that game every single day, so it's not going to stick around. You know what I mean? I think the kind of accepted belief is that it is harder to grow as a variety streamer for that reason, because people aren't hooked in by the game all the time, because changing the game so much. They have to be hooked in by you and your personality, which is what you want. I mean, that's the idea. If they are there for you, then it won't matter what you're playing, and that's the dream. But the reality is a lot of people are there for the game, which makes sense. So it's generally accepted that it's easier to grow if you stick to a single game. But again, what game you pick, and personally, I sometimes have better streams when I step away from my main game. So it is kind of a tricky one. Really, I think that we can kind of agree that as long as you're playing something you enjoy, and you're consistent with your stream schedule, that's probably the most important.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think schedule above all else. If people know where they can find you, you need to treat it like a TV show.
Yeah.
If people know that on at 5 p.m., people will keep going back.
Yeah. I think the thing for me is that when you're trying to pick a game, I guess from the point of I'm maybe brand new to streaming. I'm totally open to play whatever game. I just want a game that might get me growth. You know, it's something with not too many viewers, but also not too few viewers. Steam as well, right? Because you can sometimes see what games are. I mean, on Steam, you can see like top selling games and things like that. Yep. Look at what games are up there and then compare. You know, is there a lot of people streaming it? And, you know, you might find, well, there's a lot of people have bought this game on Steam, but not many people are streaming it. Maybe I should stream that. That's a great way of doing it. Look at, you know, maybe up and coming indie games. The thing that always gets me is that Ninja, with his Fortnite success, said that he knew Fortnite was going to blow up, and that's why he moved away from like PUBG and everything into Fortnite, because he just had a feeling that game was going to blow up, and he was right. He got himself in a position where he was kind of top in that directory, and you know, from what I understand, he streamed Fortnite for a while before it blew up, so you know, he was maybe taking that hit of, I'm not playing PUBG, I'm going to try this game, but it paid off for him in the end because he knew that game would blow up, and he got himself in a good position for it. So game choice is really important. It's very, very
just to kind of
important
like highlight on what you've just said, like he basically maneuvered his channel into Fortnite because he knew it was going to blow up. Look at what he's doing right now. He knows that Halo on PC is going to be big.
Yeah.
He's just done it again. He's a very smart businessman.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting to see what happens there. Cool. What else do we have on there, Manu?
We have the Twitch changes, the new changes with the layouts and fonts and stuff like that.
All right. So I know you obviously stream on Mixer, Cyber, but I know you spend some time on Twitch, so I'm sure you've seen the updates.
I like it.
Yeah, I guess I just want to see everyone's thoughts on it overall. Like, first of all, if we just look at the actual site update, how they've changed like the logos and the fonts, what's our thoughts on the update?
Well, at first, when I was watching Twitch, and then I changed to another tab and refreshed, and it just suddenly like everything looked different, and I didn't know there was an update coming for it. I was like, this looks weird. I don't like this. But after a few days, I think I prefer it more than I did it before. It's pretty good. I can't complain.
People don't like change.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
people
I'm
don't.
with you.
Now I think the chat and stuff is pretty nice, and overall, I just like what they did. It's not bad. I like it.
I guess to just sort of maybe make it a bit more clear for like anyone that's listening in like audio form, Twitch a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, they updated their site with all brand new. I mean, what would you call it? Just like a new design overall. So there's a new font and chat. All the pages have been redesigned. The logo's all new. And generally, the site just had an overall sort of update to change how it appears. So I've seen positive and negative feedback on this one. I still don't know how I feel about it. I'm on the fence. It might be my age. I hate change as well. I when things change, it scares me. It takes me a while to get on board. I'm sure a couple more weeks and I'll like it, but right now I'm kind of still looking for the button that takes me back to the old layout. On YouTube, I don't know if you guys use Creator Studio to upload. I still go to the classic Creator Studio every single time. I don't fuck about with the new YouTube Studio. I don't know how it works. I don't want to learn it. Yeah.
I like it.
I don't want to learn it. Every single time I just go back to classic, and you take that option away, I'm gonna be devastated.
Okay, well, you know what? I think in like another 2 weeks' time, most people are just not gonna remember how the old layout from Twitch looked like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you probably can't even remember it now, Andrew, huh?
Oh yeah, I've already forgotten.
Yeah. See
We
what
go
I
back
mean?
to that old thing.
I
Change
don't
is
know how
scary
it
and my
looks.
memory is bad.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
it.
it looked, but it was better.
I remember back in my day.
So there's a few other things that came along with the changes. So you can now no longer basically see followers a channel has just by clicking on that page.
Oh yeah, that's bad. That's
You've got to click into. Well, I mean, is it bad? That's what I want to discuss. Because now, if I want to see how many followers a channel has, I have to open a new tab or actually click into that to see a follower count. But do we think, is that bad? Is that good? I mean, what's your thoughts?
Well, thinking about it, like the last week where you were like close to 2,000, right? I was like searching for the follower account, and then all the time I had to like go to the follower thing and click on that. It would just take away the chat, you know what I mean, for a second, and then the chat would be cleared, so I couldn't see anything in chat while I was switching between like stream and the follower tab. So I like about it because like you never know if someone just wants to ask you something in chat and then it's just gone for a second and then the message is gone. I don't know. Probably sounds really paranoid, but I mean, that's how I feel about it. That's why I don't really like it. I just prefer to see it in the tops. It's just easier.
Sure.
One thing I do like about it is you are no longer instantly judged by your follower count.
That's what I was going to get to. Yeah, I agree with that. So do you think that impacts, like, I mean, it's not something I've done, but do you think a viewer clicks on a stream and goes, this guy only has 5 followers, I'm not...
It's subliminal. It's ultimately you... It doesn't matter who you are, you'll follow success. So if somebody's doing well, you'll want to be a part of it. It's human nature. But I do like the fact that they've made it harder for that subliminal message to be instantly transferred.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would agree with that as well, which is kind of the other side of the coin, I guess, that I wanted to get to, is that it's, even as a streamer, I mean, have you guys ever had those streams where you live for a while and then you just look at your dashboard and you realize you've got less followers than you started with? Like,
Yeah.
that can be demoralizing as hell. And now, I mean, obviously I have it hidden, but like, it's less obvious, I think, now that you click to go and find it. I personally don't really look at my, if I'm starting up a stream and I just click on my channel, my follower count used to be bam right there, and it used to be like, oh, 5 people have unfollowed me, and then I've got to go and start a stream by maybe feel a little bad that my follower count's gone down. Not like, again, follower count's not that important, but it's, I feel like for streamers always talk about hiding their view count because it can demoralize you and stuff like that. Not having that in my face when I click on my channel is kind of nice, because it puts it out of sight, out of mind, right? Like, I don't think about it as much, and it's just one less thing to worry about. And I don't know. What's your thoughts, Kibbles?
Yeah, I like the change. Just
Yeah.
all around. Have you looked at the new dashboard?
So I
With
haven't. I was
the
hoping you could
new
tell me
raid
about
function? Ooh, I did it. What was that? Friday. So I was trying to raid Polar Bear like a week ago, and I typed BEAR instead of ARE and raided the wrong person. So I've done that multiple times. Someone, I'm like, what the hell? This isn't. Oh God, no! I typed it
it.
wrong.
Were they live?
But now you can go in there and you can click. No, the person was offline too.
Oh,
so
God
it
damn
made
it.
it worse.
That would have been so good.
Yeah, but you can go in there and you can click raid and then click someone that you know, or like type it in and find them and just click it. And you don't have to type it, and I love it. It made it so much easier. So that so far is my favorite thing.
You could also just get glasses and make sure you rate the right person.
No. What do I look like, nerd? I wear
wow.
contacts like a man so I can poke my eyeball. Yeah.
All right.
Going a little off track, I think.
In my the exact same as I treat YouTube, I saw the option to click on the new dashboard, and then I was like, nope, old dashboard for me, thank you. So
I like the way it's laid out too. It's different.
Mm.
It'll take some getting used to, but it looks clean.
I've
What
seen
would
a few
you do?
screenshots. Yeah.
What would you do if someone
Mhm.
logs into your PC and changes your dashboard, Andrew?
And
I'll change it
actually,
back.
The really great thing is that it doesn't do it permanently. You have to click into it because it's just a test out thing.
Right.
So you can test it out and it doesn't change it for you. So
Is
you
there
just pretty
a-
good look at it.
Is there any way to like give feedback? Because if it's a beta, right, I'm assuming they're looking for feedback on it, or
Probably. I haven't looked too
Yeah.
much.
something to
Did
think
you
about.
not get back?
I'll maybe have a look at it. Because I mean, obviously, they're clearly going to up, and I guess I should get on board with that now, rather than have it forced on me and not understand what I'm doing. And yeah, that would be
But
upsetting.
it would be funnier that way.
It would be. They've been honestly, Twitch have been doing a lot lately. They've made a lot of changes. So it's something I really should get into. The other thing I guess I wanted to briefly bring up was we talked about how you can't see a channel's followers anymore, but you now also can't see, unless I missed something, see how many people a channel is following. So you remember before it would show how many followers they had and how many they were following. And as far as I can tell, they've just straight up removed the thing that tells you how many or who another channel is following.
It's good. Now I can have my ego about not. I can follow more people than follow me without feeling bad that I follow more people than actually follow me.
Well, that's the thing is, right, there's this weird thing, and I think it's kind of true on like maybe Twitter. I don't know about Instagram. I don't really use it, but like it's cool to have more followers than people that you follow, right?
Which
This
I don't
is-
get, honestly.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you look at my Twitter, I'm following like twice as many people as follow me, just because.
Yeah, because
well,
DMCA.
because I have a brand new Twitter account. But other than that, but like, it's this. Yeah, like you say, that's sort of almost like an ego thing, I guess. I never really understood it, but the point which I was thinking, and Tree just brought it up in our chat, is that before it used to be quite obvious if somebody was maybe a follow for follow person, where they had I don't know 10,000 followers, but they were following 15,000 people, right? And you could look at that and be like, okay, well, this, you know, more than likely potentially could be just a follow for follow account. And, you know, now it's, you can't really tell. I mean, I guess you could still roughly tell if they've got 10,000 followers and nobody watching, but I'm wondering what his reasoning was for removing that, you know? But it seems like that would be a way to be able to tell that people are maybe doing follow for follower, or even, you know, follow botting and things like that. So yeah, I'm interested to think if you know, if you guys had any other thoughts on maybe why Twitch took that away, because I really can't tell.
They just did it. I don't know. I don't have an explanation, or I can't think of anything that.
I mean, I'm not saying that they
that.
should have kept it necessarily, because I don't really know. It doesn't really affect me.
I mean,
guess,
seeing that, like, I mean, I didn't notice it, but like most people didn't notice it, I guess. So I don't think it was too important of a feature. Maybe why they
Didn't know
removed
about it
it.
until now.
Yeah, me neither. So that's probably why they
I'm
removed
kind of the
it.
same.
Because they,
Well, see, there you
they
go.
thought
Maybe it's
people
just
are
me.
not anyways.
Coming in, dropping in that knowledge.
So I think the reason I used to maybe use it was because if somebody came in and like, or maybe I found a streamer that I enjoyed, I would click and see who they were following, and, you know, maybe some other people in that community, or maybe similar streamers. I know they've got recommended and all sorts of Twitch, but
That's just
I guess
because
I
it's
would
special.
I would use it sometimes to find other streamers. You know, who's this? I like this streamer. Who are they following? You know, because that way I might find more content I like. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that they maybe took that out, but I guess maybe not a lot of using it. But yeah, that's interesting for sure.
I think you're just special.
All right, fair enough.
I didn't use it much.
What other? Oh yeah, this is the other thing come up in chat today, is that the rooms feature in Twitch chat is being
Yeah,
removed.
another month.
Right now, this
I don't
doesn't
get it.
surprise me. Well, this was
Why
right.
though?
Well, rooms, I think was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Twitch's way of trying to compete with maybe like a Discord. Because now what you could do in your channel is you could have your main stream chat, but then you could create rooms, and it's like a Discord, how you maybe have a general chat and you've got, you know, memes or you know, selfies, whatever. Twitch obviously wanted to try and compete, I guess. And personally, I don't know anybody that uses it. We use it in this channel for saving questions, but you know, unlike a normal Twitch chat, these other rooms, they don't clear. So anything you post in those rooms stays in those rooms, even if you refresh the page or whatever.
Can you not just do /clear?
And I don't know if you can manual clear, but I'm just saying, like, if you refresh a stream, then the live chat clears out. But these rooms don't, because they were meant to be an offline. Once you're done streaming, you can continue talking to people offline. You know what I mean? But I clearly think it didn't work. People are not going to come away from Discord, I don't think. And yeah, it's. I expected they would take it away, but yeah, it's going away at the end of this month. So no more rooms.
Discord absorbed the power of Skype, so it's not going anywhere for a bit.
No, that's
Suck.
Yeah.
Sustained itself on that.
Exactly. But yeah, well, there's another change that's happening. Yeah, what else was on the list? Because I know we had a few other topics on the changes on Twitch.
We had, with the viewer counts being low for anyone else, even though there's like people in the viewer list.
Right, yeah, so there's the talk of what Twitch has maybe done to live viewer accounts or lurkers or whatnot, because there's a lot going on. So I guess, again, I'll just give another brief explanation and then we can get thoughts on it. So there's clearly been some changes which has affected how viewers count as viewers. I've certainly noticed it big time in my channel. I originally thought that it was maybe because Destiny's big right now. There's a lot of people playing it. I was expecting to have maybe lower viewer counts for the next little while because everyone's playing, you know, the game themselves, or they're watching bigger streamers play. However, what I started to notice was if I was ending a stream, 10 viewers and I raid someone, it's saying that I'm raiding that person for like 25, 30 viewers, you know? And when I look at my viewer list, even as I'm live, I can see more people in there than it counts in chat. Even people talking, you know, I've had times where there's maybe 6 or 7 different people talking, but it's not reflecting that in the viewer list. So Twitch has changed something. For a while, I thought it was maybe like a bug, because these things have happened before. But something's changed clearly with the way that lurkers are on Twitch. So have any of you guys experienced that or seen anything to that effect at all?
Yeah, actually just on Friday when I streamed. So it was I've now a habit of hiding it, like my viewer count, but
Yeah.
I'll go and peek every now and then because I can't help myself.
Mm.
So I went and peeked and it said 0 viewers, but I've got like 8 or 9 people in there actively talking to me. So I'm like, this is a little weird. And I refresh it. I pulled it up on my phone. It's like, it still says 0. What's going on? But it stayed that way for like a couple hours. And then I rated out. I think it said I was rating with like 19 or something. And then when it actually registered in their chat, it was 40. So I think that portion of it might just be because the changes came through actively in your chat, so it's not registering as active viewers, but when you raid, they haven't updated that.
Okay.
So maybe it's still counting them, but I can't be sure. Only idea I have.
Yeah. Because it appears like people in chat just aren't being counted towards that viewer count, which has always kind of been the case, right? Somebody comes in and they have your stream muted and they're tabbed out doing something else, they're not counted as an active viewer because they're obviously not paying attention. That's, I think, has always been the case. But as far as I know, I mean, obviously something else has happened for it to suddenly, I mean, like I say, viewer count, again, I try not to look at it when I'm live, but there was a few days in a row where as I'm raiding out, I can see the viewer count and I can see the raid count and it's entirely different. And it just, there's something weird. I mean, I got raided today and my viewer count didn't change at all with a raid. There's something weird going on. And I've had days, I mean, last night, everything seemed totally normal. And when I finished the stream, I had the same amount of as I raided with, everything was normal. But then, like, other days, it's just really off. There was an email, which I think got sent around on Twitter. I think, did you send it to me, Billy?
Yeah, I did.
Do you want to tell us what was in that?
It's a huge conspiracy. Ultimately, they're saying if you have X amount of chats open and you are lurking in each one of them, you should still count. But if you have like an enormous amount, they don't really specify specific numbers, but I think the word they used was like if you have a lot of tabs open and you've got them all muted, you won't count in any of them. But if
Right.
you have
Imagine
like
if
4
a
or
lot
5,
is like free tabs.
no, they kind of. I think they say.
Is it
like
Twitch
3 or
tabs
4.
or is it like overall tabs?
I think Twitch
It doesn't
tabs.
specify.
Twitch tabs,
Yeah, but
I would assume.
imagine.
Yeah.
But it's God knows what's happening because it
That's-
doesn't seem to be consistent.
Yeah. The thing is that I think that's not new. You know, if you have a bunch of tabs, I mean, again, because like I know I try to have a tab open for other people when I'm live. You know, if I'm playing a game and I see one of you guys is on, I can't watch your stream, but I want to still have your stream open to try and count as a viewer and just do that little bit of support while I'm there. I'm not gonna have 18 tabs open. You know, my computer would explode. But like I try and have 2 or 3. Yeah, again. But I try and have 2 or 3 open, and I've always been under the impression that, well, you know, you can only really have the numbers always change, right? You know, I hear people tell me, well, you can have up to 7 or you can have 10 before it stops counting. I've generally always stuck to 2 or 3 while I can. But yeah, I mean, that's what they said in that email, that, you know, only count up to a certain amount and, you know, you can't have it muted. But that's, like, to me, that's what it's always been, and something else has changed. And part of me still thinks it's a bug somewhere that's causing the live, because it's happened before. Live viewer counts sometimes break. And particularly with all the updates on the site recently, part of me just thinks maybe that live viewer count is just broken. But I don't think it's affecting everyone. I mean, the big streamers, you're still seeing pretty normal numbers. So it is very interesting.
Conspiracy.
I mean, what do you guys think about, Twitch not counting? So say, for example, right, the conspiracy, Twitch don't count lurkers at all. What do you think about that? If they just lurkers as viewers?
It depends how you want to think about it. Do you want to completely abolish the lurker communities where it's the whole follow for follow, lurk for lurk, support for support thing? Do you want to abolish that? But do you also want to take away some of the positive sides of that? Where if somebody lurks in your channel and no longer counts, it's catch-22, really.
Yeah.
You can destroy and then also negatively like impact yourself. It's I don't know.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, lurkers obviously help a lot as well. Because like the more lurkers you have, there's more viewers, you get higher up in the directory, more people will find you. Maybe eventually you will have like higher numbers that you can get partnered, which is like a lot of like the lurkers work as well. Because they're just there watching, not watching, but like they're in chat and they can't watch, but they're still supporting by watching, and
Yeah.
leaving a tab open. And I think it's just kind of shitty if they like not count them as viewers, because they really just help other streamers with like getting bigger and like maybe reaching that partnership, which is a good segue into the next topic, which was like that Twitch is removing partnership if they don't meet the thresholds.
Well,
Rumor.
that's a rumor. Yeah.
Rumor.
Just quickly, I guess, before we jump onto that, um, just to finish off the lurker piece,
Yeah, just
I would estimate that lurkers make up a good 70-80% of Twitch viewership, right?
100%.
I would say for the majority of channels.
Yeah, right. I know personally, I have a lot of lurkers that will just have my stream open while they're doing other things. If they're maybe playing a game and they've got a stream open on the other monitor. I do it when I watch channels. 9 times out of 10, I'm playing a game and I've got a stream up on the other side, or I'm, eating my dinner and I've got a stream up on the television and I'm not talking in chat. I'm streaming, enjoying it. If Twitch decide to just say, well, okay, lurkers don't count as active viewers, that's going to hurt them, because all of a sudden Twitch's viewer numbers are going to look totally different to what they look like right now. And I think so many people I saw were terrified, and they're saying, well, Twitch is just removing, they're not counting lurkers anymore and blah, 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 blah. I don't think that's going to happen, because it would look so bad if suddenly their top streamers on Twitch only had half got right now, it would look bad on them. But again, you do want to check out and try and find a way to stop this. There's lurk sites that you can go on, as far as I'm aware, where I think it's like an automated thing into this website, and it puts you into loads of chats as a lurker, which is obviously not good. Like that's it's not quite. I mean, I guess it's sort of on level nearly with like a view bot if you've got loads of people that aren't actually even in your stream. I'm talking about genuine lurkers that are there just watching and not talking, right? The actual definition of a lurk. I still think this is some sort of bug with viewer counts, and I hope it goes back to normal soon and gets fixed. But yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it, really, because it's definitely something I've noticed in my channel. Yeah, so the next piece is this rumor. And do you want to, well, do one of you guys want to explain the rumor, Cyber, maybe? I know you've read up on it. But...
Yeah, so essentially, if people do not meet the minimum requirements of partnership, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, 75 concurrent viewership over a span of, I think it's a month.
30 days,
yeah.
And then ultimately what people are saying is Twitch may remove that if you don't meet that minimum threshold. So they will remove the entire partnership. You qualify for partnership again, you can apply and yada yada yada. I personally don't think they will ever do that, because they're not an employer. Ultimately, you are going on their site, you are meeting a minimum requirement and getting a check mark.
Yeah.
So I highly doubt they'll start removing partnerships, because if that happens, there would be a huge coup. Like everybody would just revolt against Twitch, and oh, the anecdote 100% just unfold. I genuinely don't think they will do it. It's such a bad business move to like basically separate some of your what's the word I'm looking for? Like your loyal and persistent streamers, and then just go, I'm gonna take this away from you. You no longer exist in this.
Like, sure.
I mean, it's kind of like the partners are kind of that they represent Twitch as well.
Of course.
I mean, everyone represents Twitch, but like their partner, most of them have like a lot of viewers, you know, and like when you see someone with check mark, you know this guy has been on the side probably for a while. So they've been like representing Twitch for a while.
Yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong, you do get a contract partner.
Yeah.
I think so,
you're so you're ultimately taking a job away from but you can make the same amount of money as you can unless you kind of go through the whole like the 50-50 split for the subscriptions. Obviously we all know that certain partners can negotiate getting little bit extra.
Yeah.
But I forget the name, is it Slicker? The guy that's still an affiliate.
Yeah, he's the biggest affiliate on Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, like he just doesn't apply for partnership because he ultimately gets like thousands of viewers every stream. He makes more money than a lot of partners all put together. Partnership is just a check mark. That's all it is, in my opinion. And for them to, I'm gonna take this away from you, I don't think that'll ever happen. It's such a bad business move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can all agree it's a bad idea. The thing I always come back to though is that there's no smoke without fire, and if this is a rumor that's coming out, part of me thinks it may happen. Do you guys remember maybe a couple months ago, there was like a leak came out about sub-only streams, and I remember talking about this with people where it was like, oh, they found this sub-only stream, you know, and people were furious. They were like, oh, well, I'll boycott Twitch if they start doing sub-only streams. And, you know, I remember people saying, well, maybe it's for like big events, like big sport events that might be happening on Twitch, make it sub-only, and that kind of makes sense. But lo and behold, a few weeks later, they announced sub-only streams. It's optional, but it's there. And I feel like everyone accepted it. Everyone was like, okay, cool. I just carried on, you know. I don't feel like many people thought that was a good business move for Twitch, yet they did it anyway. You know what I mean? Which makes me think...
I want you guys to look at this. I am being handed a freshly made brownie right now.
I'm very jealous. I'm starving.
It's the crusty bit, like the good bit.
But yeah, I mean, as CK is saying in our chat here as well, that they would be, you know, absolutely swamped other people reapplying for partnership, you know. I think, you know, if they literally are going, well, you were only at 74 average this month, bam, your partnership's gone, then, you know, the amount of chaos that would cause, because all of a sudden you can't use all your emotes anymore, you've got less emote slots, and how is that affecting, you know, maybe bigger streamers with like sponsorship deals, and, you know, and then the next month they go back up past the 75 and they have to reapply and go through all that. That doesn't make sense to me. If I'm honest, I have a feeling
Twitch will do it.
I have a feeling it'll happen, but I don't think it will be as terrifying as everyone makes out. It's going to be...
Twitch never fails to deliver.
Well, I mean, at the moment, right, as it currently stands today, you could grind for partnership, get partner, and then never stream again. And maybe you take a year off, you come back and you've still got that check mark. You're still partnered. As far as I mean, I'm not a partner, so I can't speak to that. But as far as I know, you're partnered and that's it. It doesn't really go away. I think in some circumstances where maybe somebody just stops streaming or clearly, you know, put no effort in or something like that for a long enough period of time, you know, maybe you drop down to way below the threshold for a long time, maybe, yeah, consider it. I'm not saying 1 month your partnership's gone, but it might be something that, okay, if you're still working hard and clearly are still putting the effort in, then even if you're not at that viewer point, you know, maybe your viewers have dropped off, I wouldn't say take partnership in that case. But I would say in some cases where maybe they've clearly stopped trying. They've not really been streaming. Yeah, take that partnership away in that case. I don't know why it benefits Twitch. I guess they want, like Manu was saying, their partners to be the face of Twitch and the brand representatives, and they want to make sure and keep that, I guess, prestige almost. They want people to still, those partners to be hard work, putting the effort in. But it's, I don't know, it's interesting, and I believe it will happen. I 100% believe it will. Because, I know partners that don't get 75 average viewers anymore, and they then maybe took a lot of time off or whatever, and they come back. It wouldn't be fair to take away that partnership if they're and they're actually trying.
Yeah.
It's definitely an interesting thing, but I think it will happen.
I think it's a concept manifesting a lot of people that are either salty that they're not making it, or B, they feel that Twitch is almost wronging them, because they can't meet those minimum requirements. So if they see partners not meeting those, you better take it away from them. But I get the whole. Let's say you reach partnership, then after you're only getting 10. I could see the mentality, but if someone 50, 60, 70 viewers a stream, it would be insane to try and take that away. But then again, it's just an achievement. It's not. It wouldn't take away any of the credibility from your stream if you lose that.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I think
I personally don't think it will happen, but the thought in the back of my head is Twitch is Twitch, so it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't like whip that out and just like metaphorically slap everybody across the face with it.
Shit like that.
It'd be a bad business decision, but they've made a few of those.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But look at the most recent numbers though. They have grown more than any other site, taking away Facebook's kind of recent rise. But obviously now in October, a lot of the school kids went back after Q3. So at the end of August, pretty much every school was back, and Twitch stole a growth there. And even though they're hated by a lot of the partners in the community, and everybody's saying that they don't respect the smaller people, the bigger people, everybody in general, they're still doing something right because people come back, they're still growing, and I think that would be a huge mistake if they did that. I think that's just one step too far.
Yeah.
Because they've never really taken something away from a majority of people. They've changed things that people don't like, but they've never really taken something from an individual streamer. And I think that's where like it would push a boundary.
True. Just to play devil's advocate in terms of the partnership thing, people really, really, really just obsess over that check mark, right? And particularly now with the next thing we're going to get into, the differences between an affiliate and partner are so small. At this point, there's very few differences, but people love the check mark, right? People like to feel important. They want to have that check mark so that people, know who they are, right? This sort of fantasy about it. But I think there's maybe a level of people want to work at that partnership, and once they get it, they stop trying, and they achieved what they wanted to achieve. They became partner. Great. Now I can say I'm a partner. I can go around with my check mark. They're not putting that effort in. Again, if Twitch want their partners to be there for the example that they show to the world, it might be a good idea just to be like, well, hey, if you don't keep working hard, this might happen. You might lose it. It incentivizes, not in a good way, right? But it incentivizes those people to keep working hard, and it gives them that little bit of the, of fear. It's not a good way of doing it. I'm not saying it's great. But
maybe pull out that whip as well.
Yeah,
I personally think it is a good way. Fear is a huge incentive for a lot of people in day-to-day life. Let's get back to the basics. So Twitch does not owe anybody anything. It's a website. You make that choice to stream on that platform. They don't owe you anything unless it's the money towards the end of the month, right? if they have the ability to take away your partnership whenever they want, it's their decision. So I fully with what you just said. It would be almost like an incentive to push further and say, like, if you're not cutting it, we are gonna take this away. And I
Yeah.
don't see an issue with that. It's almost like see in an American football team and you don't perform, you'll get cut. Does
Yep.
that mean that the team now owes you something, that you've now got tenure almost? Like they need to keep you on? No, it's a business, and I genuinely think they don't, but I genuinely think that is the path that they will move down. Like you say,
Yeah.
there is no smoke without fire, and it will just spiral.
I just feel like when these things have been rumors before, even if people don't like it, they tend to just, you know.
They tend to be true.
But I
They
mean, look,
really do.
the sub-only streams, have any of you been affected by it in a negative way or a positive way? I haven't.
Not
No.
I
really.
forget that it exists, you know, like,
Yeah.
because I've never done it. I would never want to do that. And I've never clicked, I personally have never clicked on a stream and then it's come up saying, well, you're not a sub, you can't watch this. It's never happened to me because I think people,
Only a person.
right.
Is he
Yeah,
playing
exactly.
League of Legends by any chance?
We know who we're talking about. It's, well, there was the whole controversy about, you know, the actual game terms of service as well, but that's another topic. All I'm saying is that if it does end up happening, I have a feeling it's really not going to be a big deal, and it will only happen in a small amount of cases. I mean, technically, like you said, don't owe anybody anything. They can take your partnership at any time. I'm pretty sure when I first signed up to the affiliate program, what, 2.5 years ago, there was something in there that said that they could just remove your affiliate status if you just don't stream or whatever. That could be the same. I have a feeling they don't do that to anyone.
I can honestly say that is not true.
Yeah, right. But I think they said that in the agreement that they could do that.
They
but
do.
They don't do it, right? So all it would be is acting on it. It probably says something similar. I don't know, but yeah,
I think there's a minimum requirement that you need to.
Be good at games.
I think if you
Uh-oh.
ultimately go dark, then they would remove it after a certain amount of time. Like if you didn't stream for a year, they would, because each correct me if I'm wrong, each partner has a manager.
They
you've got
used
somebody
to.
to.
Not
Okay,
anymore. There's too many partners.
So, but there is still somebody that you can approach. I'm assuming.
I think so, yeah. I think you get
Yeah.
regional, like there'll be somebody in your region that manages a bunch of partners.
So I imagine they would reach out to the partner, and if they don't reply, then they'll just say bye.
Yeah, I would guess it's something like that, but it's interesting anyway. I wanted to get your thoughts on it because it's a topic that's clearly divided people on that one. Yeah, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was I think that's right, Manu. The next thing on the list, the ad.
Ad for affiliates and running ad.
Right. So
Good.
this was something that got announced at TwitchCon, which I think is overall good, but there's some things I'm not too sure about on it. So again, I'll give a brief overview and we'll go through it. So as of TwitchCon, they announced, and I believe it's now active. It certainly is
Yep,
for me. I don't know
is.
if for everyone else, but
It is. It is for me.
if you're an affiliate on Twitch, you can now earn a share of ad revenue, which was a thing that partners have always had, but affiliates haven't had until now. And I believe, again, when I first signed the affiliate deal 2.5 years ago, they did say that revenue for affiliates was a thing that was going to happen, and it just took 2 years to happen. But it has happened now. So now if you're in an affiliate stream and you get an ad, that affiliate is getting a share of that ad revenue. So it's no longer supporting just Twitch. You're now supporting that streamer, right? Which is a good thing. Particularly with the Twitch, you know, there's now ads if you've got Prime. So yeah, Kibbles, do you want to give us your thoughts on it, or what your experience has been so far?
Yeah, I think it's a move in the right direction. Obviously, it's just pennies if
Yeah.
you're not making massive amounts of views, but pennies add up. You know,
Absolutely.
and it helps incentivize also.
For sure.
But I know there's a lot of people on Twitter that are upset about it, saying that people are going to start loading up everything with ads, which I don't honestly see that as something that's going to happen with the majority of people. And if they do that, like every 30 minutes or an hour, here's a 3-minute ad, they're not going to keep their viewers anyway, so it's not going to matter.
Exactly. Yeah, it's basically going to be they'll be their own worst enemy if they kind of push towards that. I'm looking at it right now. You can do a 90, 180, 150, and 120. I don't know why it's not in order. Um, but like a 3-minute ad is a long amount of time.
I wouldn't watch a 3-minute ad.
But the thing is, what they've done is, I don't know if you watched the TwitchCon kind of like breakdown on all the new features, but ultimately your window goes to the above the chat, so you can still see if they're there or not. And let's say you went to the bathroom and you went to go and get something to eat and all that kind of stuff. 3 minutes isn't that long when you've got a BRB screen, right? So let's say you do disappear for 5 minutes. If you can see that they're not there, there's more chance that somebody will go, all right, okay, I'll just watch this ad and wait for them to come back. Like, I'm
you're not missing
anything.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
That was a huge thing that they wanted to try, which was you are not missing content. So here's an ad.
yeah.
I personally think that's a hugely good thing for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
So explain that
I
again.
was
So
gonna
ads
say-
ads are like popped out. Sorry.
No, so essentially, you see your stream window, it physically goes above your chat, and then you've got the huge window where the ad's playing.
Okay. I understand now. So
So you
it
can
like
still
pops
see
out
the
your
stream.
stream, but then there's right. Sorry, I didn't understand that. That is actually good. That's really useful.
So you can see that you're not missing anything, and okay, I'll support this person.
Yeah,
So I like it. It's a
Yeah.
very probably one of the best things they've actually done.
that's a good compromise.
And
Yeah.
and every now and then humans do have to pee.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I think
Manu, you were
it's,
saying something.
Oh,
No, that's
Oh,
what
sorry.
I was just gonna say. The same as Billy. I was like, if I'm gonna go to the toilet or something, or like I'm not there for 3 minutes or whatever, I would run an ad. But I think it's something like you get. I don't know the exact numbers, but I think you get $3 per like 1,000.
$3.50.
$3.50 per like 1,000 watched ads minutes.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. So if
So
1,000
that's-
viewers watch this one ad, you would get $3.50.
Yeah, that's like for small affiliates, it's not gonna be that beneficial. Don't do it like all the time. But I mean, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kibbles, I cut you off as well.
Oh, I was just gonna say the 350 thing, and they to put on top of that, they have it split into 3 different regions. Right now, every region makes the $3.50, but based on what they said was based on laws in certain areas or just things like that, the metrics might change. They might go up, they might go down.
Okay. Interesting. So
Yeah.
I had a look after one stream, and I think I made something like 30 cents from ads in that one stream, right? So it's very, negligible amount. It's not an amount that I feel like people should worry about. Again, if you're a big streamer, it might add up.
Yeah.
And I guess in a way there's that incentive that even if people aren't, or donating, you're still getting that little bit of passive income, which is nice, right? I do think it's nice. And from a viewer point, I prefer to watch an ad if I know that streamer is benefiting from it,
Yeah.
rather than just
Because it's
Twitch is just getting money,
But then
Yeah.
again, thinking about it, right? There's a lot of people that use ad blocks.
Yeah.
So that's just gonna be like another way that where you'd find use ad block. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just, you're gonna get less people in the ads anyway as well because of blog kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
It says something like half the people on here just on the internet going around have ad called. So just kind of think around that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I personally don't use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can say I do. Especially the ads on Twitch have been quite in your face lately.
Yes.
I had a look around at some of the settings of it as well, and I wanted to get some thoughts on something. I don't know if you guys would have seen this. So first of all, you do have an option to allow subs to not see. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's an option in there
Yeah, that's right.
where you can say, if you're a subscriber on my channel, you don't see ads, and you can have that. And I think it's on by default, right? But in theory, a streamer could turn that off. Personally, I don't think it maybe for bigger streamers possibly, but like for affiliates, I just think like really it's not worth it. If they're subscribed, they shouldn't see ads. That's my opinion on it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But you do have that control, which I think is nice, right? The other thing I saw, let me just try and make sure I get this right. There is now, like, partners have a button that they can press that will run an ad at any time, right? Affiliates, I believe, now have that button as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep, I
at
can
the
see it, yeah.
moment, if you click on a channel, more than likely you're going to get a pre-roll ad. So you'll get an ad before you can watch the content. Now, you can disable pre-roll ads as an affiliate, but in order to do so, you have to run an ad. You have to physically run an ad, and it will disable pre-roll ads. Now, the way it works, if I run a 30-second ad, then it disables pre-rolls for
Yep.
10 minutes.
Mhm. That's only 10 minutes.
And if I run a 60-second ad, it will disable pre-rolls for 20 minutes. Now, there's ups and downs to this, which I don't know about, and I'm really on the fence with, right? Because on one hand, pre-roll ads, it's not my fault, you know? I feel like people aren't going to be mad at me if they come in the stream and they're like, oh, I had to watch an ad. I can't control that. Unless I run an ad mid-stream and then turn it off for 20 minutes, but then I'm the guy that's running ads on my stream,
Yeah.
which I don't like either.
Before you
So
move past that, the ad that you run, is that going to make you the same amount as the pre-rolled ad at the beginning?
I don't know, actually. I don't
Because
know.
that could be an interesting thing to check out the metrics for that.
Hmm.
Because ultimately, if you come into an affiliate stream, you expect it.
Mhm.
Well, I expect it. Like me being the outsider here, I expect when I go into a Twitch channel, I will automatically get an ad, right? Whereas if I came into a stream, I started watching you, and then you ran the ad, I would probably go, "Fuck this!" Like I came in here to see you, and then you hit me with an ad. It's gonna be an interesting one. I don't like knowing you. If you run an ad to try and get people in, that they like as soon as they come into your channel, they're not hit with an ad, you're automatically seeing content. I would sympathize with you for that, but I could see a lot of people's mentality where if you ran an ad, it would be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, why is he running an ad? Like,
That's the thing. I want it to be common knowledge, because in my mind, the perfect way to do this would be, just leave it, have pre-roll ads. But, like we were saying earlier, if I need to take a break, I need to run to the bathroom, I need to go and get something to eat or drink, it would make sense to me. Like, look, I'm going to go for a minute. I'm going to run a 60-second ad while I'm physically not here anyway. And then guess what? For the next 20 nobody gets pre-roll ads. That's pretty cool. Anybody clicking into the stream, or if you have to tab out and tab, you're not going to get a pre-roll. That's good. But I feel like people are going to be like, who's this idiot running an ad? Like, I'm out, So I'm conflicted on it. I don't know how to best handle that situation. Part of me just wants to not run ads ever and just let when I know I would have the power to stop pre-rolls and run an ad when I'm not there anyway. I don't know. It's tough.
yeah, I totally get it. It's gonna be a catch-22. You're gonna please somebody and piss people off at the same time. People that don't know who you are and know that for the benefit of the stream would just get pissed off. It's gonna be very difficult to maneuver around.
I mean, I guess you could make sure, say every time, like, look, hey guys, I'm going to take a break. We're going to run an ad. This will disable pre-rolls for 20 minutes. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of hassle having maybe a command or something to just explain to people. I don't know.
I think that's a good idea, though. It's like, it's going back to the whole subliminal thing. If you get it in people's heads like you're doing it for the benefit of the stream, I think you would sympathize with a lot of people, a lot of new people. understand that the age range on like every streamer platform is pretty low. Like the average, what is it? I think the average is like between 15 and 18. So you've obviously got a lot of people above that and a majority of people below that as well. But like between 15 and 18, people have common sense. So
Yeah.
if you explain it to them and they understand that like this guy's doing this for the benefit of the stream, but I still think you would get like 90% of people like you say, who the fuck is this guy? Like, why is he doing this? Like he's got 30 viewers and he's running a fucking 180-second ad while he takes a pee. Like, how dare he?
Yeah.
But I also think that's something that'll go away over time as
Mhm.
people get used to the new system.
Agree.
So it won't be forever.
Yeah, I think it's a very,
Just
very
getting over
good
that hump.
idea, but it's gonna meet a lot of resistance,
Hmm.
rightly or wrongly. I think wrongly, personally, but hey ho.
I think.
Because I think
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry. I think the way like I always think about it, and I used to use ad block, but as soon as I started really getting into watching YouTube a lot, I stopped it because it was like, this is free content. This benefits them. Like I don't want to say, hey, if you're using ad block, you're a dick. But I felt like a dick for it. It was like I
Yeah, I
could
know
be
what you
helping
mean.
them just a tiny amount, you know. And for people that like some of the YouTubers I watch that get a lot of views, it does make a big difference.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, it's good because it's another way to potentially have some income on Twitch without relying on people, subscribing or whatever. As a viewer, if I can't afford to subscribe to you, at least I know I'm helping out a little bit by being here and watching that ad. And I wonder if this is linked to the viewer counts and everything we were talking about earlier.
Potentially.
I'm wondering how that ties in.
But then we're talking about if you embed in a very specific way, not only does it count for a viewer, but it also counts as an ad watch. So people who embed are also gaining ad revenue from people that aren't even watching.
Yeah. See, that's not good.
Well, you say it's not good, but people have found a loophole in the system, and it's not illegal. Embedding is a huge issue. Like, obviously, you go into a stream and no one's talking, blah blah. But ultimately, Twitch is not an employer, and I can see why people would try and do something that technically isn't breaking TOS, I believe, just to try and make a little bit of extra money. But as soon as they say if you embed and you inflate numbers, you're out of here, I think that's when people would just go, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna run an ad instead.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna embed. I'm not gonna try and fake my views and all this kind of stuff. Because you go into a stream, and I don't know if it's the same for everybody else. If I see somebody, let's say 1,000 viewers, and no one's talking, I know what they're doing. It's easily like fair enough. They may have got rated from like a huge streamer, and there's a lot of lurkers in there, but I know if they consistently get the same amount of numbers, no one is talking, I know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it doesn't negatively impact on me. It just means I'm not going to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think overall, all the changes that Twitch have made, they're good. I mean, right now there's almost nothing separating affiliates and partners. A few more emote slots, potentially for some of the larger partners getting a larger cut for subs, but like, it's ad revenue is like the last big thing between it, and I mean it's pennies for the majority of affiliates, I think. But it's just a nice touch.
Yeah, that's been their end game all along. They don't want to see partners being put on a pedestal. They want to show you that that is the first leg of the journey, and affiliates getting ad revenue shouldn't demoralize you or negatively impact your content. Because let's say you're sitting at 100 subs currently, and somebody else is sitting at 30,000. Let's go for like Tim and Shroud numbers. How does that affect their content? It doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people are getting out of the pram about it. It doesn't make sense. More ads for Twitch can only benefit everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like they're trying to bring everybody up rather than just bringing just partners, just affiliates. If ad revenue is gonna help Twitch, then it can only benefit everybody. I don't understand the argument personally.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we are in a few months, you know. But I think the changes are good,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
I
agree.
am glad with it overall.
I mean,
Uh,
because like I personally do not benefit from any of it, and looking from an outsider's point of view, I think it's a good idea. I
Yeah.
genuinely do.
Absolutely. So yeah, because you're obviously still
Outsider.
the outsider. Yeah. I think that's great. Do we have any other points, or do we think that's the show?
That is it.
That is it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys, you can type in questions. I will put the
Question?
it's just a question.
Yeah, we're
Um,
gonna have to find a new system for that if they are removing our rooms.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll work something out. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, thank you very much for listening. We'll go around. First of all, Manu, aka that guy called. Where can people find you?
On Twitch, same as here, that guy called, and on Twitter, add that undersky underscore that underscore guy underscore cod, and yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Cyber, where can people find you?
Also
You
on
can find
YouTube,
me
that guy
on-
called.
You can find me on mixer.com/cyberwolf with a 0 in the wolf. My Insta, Twitter, and I was gonna say Tinder there, but I'm gonna get a shoe thrown at me. I meant TikTok is also Cyberwolf as well. For now,
For now.
there's the secret.
Oh, all right. Maybe tune in next time. Find out the secret. I don't know. Kibbles, what about you?
Yeah, so you can find me at twitch.tv/The Mighty Kibbles. I'm also on YouTube with that, and Twitter is Da Mighty Kibbles, DA. I also have a TikTok, and it's The Mighty Kibbles. So I forgot how to wink.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm Condyfly. You find me on Twitch at Condyfly, twitch.tv/Condyfly. Twitter is Condyfly with 2 Ys because reasons. I'm literally going to add a Y. I don't know if I told you. I'm going to add a Y every time I get banned. That's my plan. So eventually it's just going to be just loads of Ys. It's going to be fun. And yeah, I have a TikTok as well, Condyfly. So check all those things out, and YouTube. For this podcast, guys, we have a YouTube channel. I don't even know if we have the link for it anywhere in this.
Please make Daddy Fly a thing.
No.
Mm.
What would it
Daddy
be
Fly.
when you say a thing? I mean,
Please
okay.
make it a thing.
Okay, we'll make it a thing. Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. Just search Zero Strategy and you should find it. We are also on Spotify. If you want to listen to episodes, we have 2 episodes up on there. This one will get added up there in the near future. Thank you very much for the support, guys. We really do appreciate it. There's the channel right there. Perfect. Make sure and subscribe so that if you missed any part of this, you can go back and watch it. May I recommend episode 0? That really was a really good one, I think, personally.
I like it.
We hope to. I don't know when we'll be back. Soon, I hope. I don't want to take another 3-week break.
Tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Next week.
We need to get Java back on soon. He's, like I say, with work and stuff. It's difficult to arrange all of our schedules, and I would really like to start having guests soon as well. I think that could be really fun. But yeah, we will get to all of that. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. We're gonna call it a day here, but we will see you all next time. Thank you very much. Take it easy.
Bye bye.